Welcome to WNL Sports Weekly. I'm Jeremy Franklin. This week we'll speak with women's soccer captain Alex Todd, men's soccer captain Dave Phillips, and field hockey coach Wendy Orrison. But first, a quick look back at the weekend in Washington and the athletics. At the IDA Southeast Regional Women's Tennis Championships in Fredericksburg, Megan Buell won the singles title, also teaming up with Claire Cahill to capture the doubles crown. Volleyball ran its record to 11-4 on the season, topping Virginia Wesleyan 3-1 to remain perfect in ODAC play before picking up a non-conference victory over Mary Baldwin. Men's soccer defeated Hampton-Sydney 1-0 on the road, while the women's team fell 1-0 to 14th-ranked Virginia Wesleyan at Watt Field. Field hockey lost its ODAC opener to Randolph-Macon by a 1-0 score, while men's cross-country finished third at the Doc Jobson Invitational in Harrisonburg, and women's golf placed 8th at Radford's Highlander Invitational. I'm joined now by Alex Todd, senior soccer captain from New Orleans. Alex, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Washington Lee had to rebuild its defense after losing so many great players to graduation. What kind of progress have the Generals made back there so far this year?
Well, definitely graduating players like Kat Lawson, Emily Leary, Paige Minton, and Heather Deisher was definitely a really big loss for us. But we've actually done a really great job of coming in, and the players who have filled the gaps from losing those players, they've really stepped up their game, and we have players like Taylor DeVoe and Alexis Blight who have filled the position, and coming from positions on the field, we've used their leadership and their athleticism, and they've really stepped up their game. And they've played positions on the field before, but they haven't seen the positions that they're being put in now. And so seeing them as center backs, they've been doing a great job back there, and they've really led with communication. And Erin Harvey, a first year who's come in and really stepped up and filled the position back there, she came out with a really pleasant surprise. The first 10 seconds of the game she was in, she scores a goal. So it's just stepping up and filling the gaps like that is really important for us. And so in the past month of playing, we've really been focusing just on keeping communication and playing smart, and really just working on things that we can control. And we have really, in the past week, been focusing a lot on set plays and playing smart, because the 2 goals that we have given up this season have come from that. And so we really just can't have any lapses. And so in practice, we just focus a ton on making sure we're always on our game and really focused on clearing the ball out when we need to and never having a mental lapse.
You're in the middle of a very difficult stretch of your schedule that will continue with trips to Lynchburg and Roanoke over the next week. How do you prepare mentally to play at such a high level game after game?
Yeah, with teams coming up like those, it's really important that we just focus on playing our game. We really need to not pay attention to who we're playing and more just on what we can do, because no matter who our opponent is, our game is going to stay the same. And so we really just need to focus on what coach has been telling us, and high pressure, and always just focusing on finishing in front of the goal, because that's somewhere we've struggled in the past, is putting away our chances. But this season, we've really seen a turnaround and winning games with high-scoring goals, and we've had a wide range of players score plenty of goals. And so it's going to be really important that we just take advantage of our opportunities. And so the last couple practices before this stretch of hard games we have ahead of us, we've just really been focusing on getting in front of the goal and passing around and scoring. And so we set incentives for ourselves at practice, which then hopefully can be relayed into the game.
As part of the transition to a new defensive unit this year, you began the year in the middle. You're now back on the outside, which is where you've played in the past. Describe your role as a fullback in the WNL system.
Well, we recently have a new formation where the 2 players who are outside back or outside mid really need to step up and get forward. And so it's really put a lot of pressure on us as defenders to step up and fill the gap, because now there's a huge gap between the forwards and the defensemen. And so we really just need to, every player needs to always be attacking on the offense, and every player needs to get back and defend in the defense. And so we really just need to make sure that we can do that.
What are your expectations for the Generals over the second half of the season?
Well, at the beginning of the season, we set both specific goals for individual games and full season goals. And we really have to focus game by game on accomplishing each goal we have set. And so if somehow one of our goals, for example, one of our goals was entering our Virginia Wesleyan game 6-0, because we thought going on a winning streak would be a lot of momentum for us. And when we didn't pull through with that goal, we just have to use that to motivate us to set to complete our other goals that are still in action. And so our main goal for the season is obviously to win the ODAC title, which has been our goal for the past 4 years. That's why we play for the team at Washington and Lee. And currently on the team, there are only 4 players who have an ODAC title under their belts, and that's the 4 seniors. Ainsley Daigle, Hannah Sackfield, Katie Howard, and I are the only ones who have that. And so it's really important to us, we feel, that more people on the team have the experience of winning and know how it feels to win a championship. So it's really crucial this year, we feel, to win that ODAC title. So we really just need to keep working at what we've been working at and doing things that we haven't been able to do in the past, like finish goals and just work really hard to accomplish those goals that we've set at the beginning of the season. So.
Alex, thanks for joining us. Best of luck the rest of the year.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
With me now is Dave Phillips, senior soccer captain from Reisterstown, Maryland. Dave, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
You had a tough loss to open up ODAC play down at Guilford, but since then you have back-to-back conference wins over Virginia Wesleyan and Hampton-Sydney. How important is it to pick up those ODAC points, especially early in the year?
Yeah, as we know from past years, the first couple games are so important to set the tone for the season. After the loss was very tough, but we rebounded and stepped it up versus Hampton-Sydney and Wes. So I think we'll be set for the rest of the season. And those points always matter for the playoff seeding. So I think we'll be in good shape, though.
The team has recorded 15 goals in 8 matches, which is the General's best goal scoring pace in 6 years. What's making Washington and Lee so successful offensively?
I think honestly in the past years we have struggled, as you said, but this year we really made an emphasis to try to score more goals, and I think it comes from a variety of factors. First of all, the midfielders really stepped up. We have 3 central midfielders in there, keeping possession well, winning a lot of 50-50 balls. Secondly, I think it's personal responsibility. People are, taking responsibility, finishing more goals than we have in the past. Also, I think the bench has been crucial to our success. They come on and give us fresh legs and continue to wear down the defense.
How has playing a Division III sport enhanced your experience at Washington and Lee?
Yeah, playing a Division III sport has been, all that I could have asked for. It's, formed a lot of great friendships for me. At the same time, I can also focus on academics and other activities at school as well.
You told me in a WLUR interview earlier this year that one of the General's goals for the season is to finish high in the ODAC standings and get a home game in the quarterfinals. What will Washington and Lee need to do to finish in the top 4?
Yeah, like I said, that's our main goal. It's what everybody's goal is, to make the playoffs, especially those home seat advantages. And I think that if we continue to do what we did against Hampton-Sydney and Wes, win the 50-50 balls, score lots of goals, keep possession, we're going to do really well. And I think if we can actually string together a full 90 minutes, we're going to be one of the most dangerous teams in the ODACs.
Dave, thanks for your time. Best of luck the rest of the year.
Thanks a lot.
I'm joined now by field hockey coach Wendy Orrison. Wendy, welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Your team picked up a 1-0 victory at Roanoke on Tuesday. How important was it to get that first ODAC win of the year?
Oh, it was really important. It's going to help build some momentum now going into our season. There was a big 23 event here on campus on Sunday night, and my team is very involved in the 23 event, and they won. And then there's 20 players and 3 coaches. So then last night we won with 23 players. So we're sort of building on the momentum of the 23 win, the Roanoke win, and now we hope to take it into the next game. We have Wilson on Saturday.
Your team has a very talented but very young group of attacking players. How much progress have you seen from the WNL offense this year? Yeah, quite a bit. We have 7 first years this year, and although 1 is a goalie, the others are midfield, 1 defender, and a lot of attack. And they're playing very well. Some of them have started some games. Most of them have played every game. So as they play, they get more comfortable with being on the different surfaces that are here at Washington and Lee, as well as at the other colleges where we play. Starting to build some continuity, some good passing and receiving patterns are beginning to happen. So yeah, we're really settling in now and sort of hitting the middle of our season, and hope to transfer some of this shooting into scoring. You faced Wilson and Lynchburg on the road, but then 5 of your last 7 games, including 4 ODAC matches, are at the WNL turf field. What kind of advantage will that give you down the stretch? It gives us a little bit of advantage because we get to practice there every day, and it's a much quicker surface and quicker field. But when we're playing a very fast team, like Christopher Newport, very fast team in general, that sort of, it almost equalizes the advantage to us.
they're just notorious. They have a really fast front line, and so we have to be real careful that we're staying deep enough, spread on the field, and not getting a cherry picker in behind our defense, getting caught flat.
W&L's now 1-1 in conference play. What will the Generals need to do to get back to the ODAC tournament?
Right. Well, we did some goal setting just a week ago with the team, and we really looked at. Last year we did not get into the tournament, and we were 2-6. But every year before that we were in the tournament. You have to at least be 500 in the conference to get in. The top 6 of the 9 teams get in. So we need to be at least 500. Our goal is to be 6-2 in the conference. So that's certainly our goal going forward from here. And to make it into the tournament, we'd love to host, so be a top 4 team by the end of November. End of October, sorry.
Wendy, thanks for joining us. Good luck the rest of the year.
Great. Thank you, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
It's time now for a look at the upcoming weekend. Volleyball travels to Gallaudet for the Worthington Classic, which will include matches against Geneva, Shenandoah, and Messiah. Women's cross country goes to Pennsylvania for Lehigh's Paul Short Invitational, while the men's team heads to the Eastern Shore for Salisbury's Don Cathcart Invite. Men's soccer will take on ODAC rival Bridgewater at Watt Field on Saturday afternoon. Field hockey visits Wilson, and football opens up conference play with a night game at Guilford. Men's tennis will be in action at Mary Washington this weekend, competing in the ITA Southeast Regional Championships. On Sunday, women's soccer travels to 9th-ranked Lynchburg for a crucial conference match. And looking ahead, women's golf will host the first ever Generals Invitational at the Lexington Golf and Country Club on Monday and Tuesday. For W&L Sports Weekly, I'm Jeremy Franklin. Thanks for watching.